Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name's Anthony, and I'm from Heal, Lead, and Teach. And my beautiful souls, we are now going to be talking about something that a lot of you are interested in and have asked about. And we're diving into the world of spiritual healing. You know, the spiritual healing, the energy that's around you. That's right. We're exploring some different types of spiritual healing, and I'll let you in on a secret. I'll be spilling the beans on how many of these I've actually tried, how many of these I've actually learned. And, if you'd care to listen and be around for that little juicy bit of information, more than I care to tell you, actually. I didn't know when I started doing massage that it was going to open me to, I would say, hundreds of different types of body work. Shiatsu, acupuncture, acupressure. I mean, I could go on, but one of the things I learned early on when I started doing massage was the fact that, when you work with somebody, your hands are on their body, and this energy that is between you and the person you're with, it's a very sacred energy. So, and I want you to understand what this is about. So if you would like, you can just take your hands right now and just put them together and apart, together and apart. Just keep your feet on the floor, relax. And if you just move the hands together and apart. So when I do this, I feel the energy between my hands moving. Now it feels dense, it feels like pins and needles. It actually feels like there's a form there when I do this back and forth. So what I want to tell you is that we are this bundle of energy. We are nerves, we are a physical being with an electrical system. It starts in here and it goes throughout our whole body, and that's how we're able to feel, okay? So Reiki is something that you learn to work with. I mean, like I did body work for like 25 years. You never really unlearn it when you've been initiated into Reiki, shamanic healing, any of these things that have to do with hands. Once your hands are activated, I don't think it ever goes away. At least that's how it's been for me, and in all different types of areas that I've worked in. So Reiki is one of these areas that you allow energy to flow through, just flow through your palms and heal and balance chakras. Now, I don't know where my bell is, but I think it's laying here on the table. I don't want to make too much noise, but because someone is sleeping in the other room. So I will make a little noise. But so I use these things called tingsha bells. And when I do that for myself or for other people, it tends to balance out the chakras. So, when you're waving your hands with mystical music playing, and you're vibing with the content, you might want to think about subscribing to this, because this is some interesting things you're going to be hearing. And your aura will thank you. And you're welcome. So it isn't just about the energy, though. So in healing work, there is something that we call crystals, right? So I use this a lot. I had a woman one of the clients I had in Chicago, she traveled a lot and she went to Brazil, and she brought me this beautiful stick back. And it is a stick that has all the colors of the chakras on them. And I thought this was fascinating. It has everything from the amethyst to the lapis to the rose quartz, tiger eye, black obsidian, and the crystal on each end as the energy running for it. So it's like this. It's a very powerful thing when I use this and do like Reiki symbols and stuff like that to send them out to people. In fact, I'll just do a little bit of those right now and send them out. I'll send you out a little bit of energy, and love. Okay? So again, the crystal healing, for some people, it just looks like a bunch of shiny rocks, right? And thinking that all of these things can solve your problems. Well, I don't know about that, but they can help some people with anxiety, insomnia. For me, a lot of things just charge me up. They don't calm me down so much, but they do charge me. The amethyst is good for calming. Rose quartz is more about love. A big chunk of citrine is for the sweet abundance. Anyone else here have a crystal addiction? But so again, you don't have to spend a lot of money on crystals. You just have to, if you get the 7 crystals of the chakras, they will help you in all the different levels and all the emotional levels. So crystals have their own special powers, but less battling and more balancing. It's about balancing your inner peace, is what I would say. Now, working with crystals is one way to do something like removing negative energy or clearing yourself. So what I've learned about in working with other people, you tend to pick up people's energy. And some of their energy is not always nice. Sometimes you're picking up some really negative energy or some energy that you should not be picking up. Because number one, it may not serve you. Most likely it won't. And sometimes we hold on to other people's stuff as a way to try to help them or heal them. That is not what we want to do. What we want to do is, if we are healing, truly healing, we become a channel for the healing to come through. So the universe, the energy of the, spiritual realm that we're connected to, whether it's the Reiki, the shamanic world, the spiritual mother or father, earth, or spiritual teacher that you have, they're going to allow the energy to help flow through. And just the universal energy from the earth to the sky, and allowing that energy to flow through you is what's going to help to balance the person that you might be trying to help, and also for yourself. So, and I do a lot with singing bowl too, for myself and others, and I have it also. I'll just do a little bowl for you, because some people don't like it, or they feel it does something to bother them, but no, it's really about allowing the vibration and energy to move through you and clear you. And the other thing is, it's like, I don't know if you've seen any of the videos I've done on the ASMR, but some of that, the whispering and the quietness, also creates another energy, because it helps you respond to a different energy. And in that energy, they've done studies on this, and the NIH Mental Health Association, through the NIH, has done the studies, and the studies show if you either listen to ASMR, do ASMR for yourself or others, that you will receive benefit. It will lower anxiety, it will lower depression, it actually does a lot of things that we're finding that are very beneficial for people that are having issues or getting clogged up with other people's energy, is what I'll call it. Now, the other thing that I'm going to talk about is the shamanic work. And, all of these things that I'm talking about are basically energy healing. So when you talk about Reiki, when you talk about crystal work, when you talk about shamanic healing, when you talk about healing touch, when you talk about any of these healing methods, you're talking about all the same thing. But what you are doing different is in shamanic work, the Native American Indian would allow the energy to move through them in a different way. They use the drum and they use the rattle. And I don't see my rattle. Must be far away from me at the moment. But the rattle is what helps calm you. The drum is what helps to calm you. I was just reading in Dr. Amen's book, he says, do drumming, do singing. If you're feeling bad about something, start singing. Change your mood by singing. Change your vibration by drumming. Change your vibration by rattling. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I got it right over here, I think I know where it's at. There it is. I've made this so that I can touch things really all around me. So here's a rattle. This is one of my rattles. This is an older rattle too, and it still sounds good. So, it isn't just about the dancing around in their regalia. And the regalia that they wear is also sacred, and it also means something. So if you go to a powwow or something and you see them in action, they're really spiritually exhibiting their native culture. So that's what you see when you do go to the powwows and stuff like that. And I used to love to go to them and see what was going on and feel the energy of the Native Americans and the feathers and all the different things that they wear. And plus the drumming, because they would do like this circle of huge drums. There would be an elder drumming. There would be different tribes from all over, like they did it in California. Sometimes they come from California, even to Nevada here, and they do it also. So that is my little bit of talk about spiritual healing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into each of these things. So, I think that you really don't know it until you understand what it's about. So shamanic healing is using the Native American culture, using the energy, using the drum and the rattle, specific tools to find information, to empower. And the bells and the sound of the bowl and the crystals, that's another type of sound healing and what we call binaural healing, because real sound actually sounds different than a recording of it. Now you can hear really good things on recording also, but when you hear it live for yourself, it's a whole different way that you experience it. And that's why I wanted to talk about it longer. So I'm going to do I'm going to do a specific video on sound healing, on shamanic healing, because within shamanic healing, there's different types of healing. There's also something called Akashic record reading, which is basically opening up your aura and reading what's in there. And I think that was one of the things that I noticed that happened to me too when I worked with a lot of different people, that when you start to understand the spiritual energy and are not afraid of it, it shows you become more aware and you're able to see more. I saw such unbelievable sights. I really didn't want to tell people about them because they were a little strange and fantastic and spectacular that I was afraid to tell people about them. And it took me a couple of years to really not tell before I would tell somebody about what I was seeing around them, or how I would ask them how they felt and did they feel this, or did they have this kind of image in their life, or what does this mean to them? I would start to ask them, and they would go, "Oh my God, how do you know that?" And I would say, I don't really know it. I only know it from seeing it in you because I can feel it. Now, the other thing that's really interesting about that also is that I can see and feel things through people on a computer image. You know, like doing a video like this, doing a video call, or doing a video talking with somebody, that I can get that information. And that was amazing to me. I could even do that with somebody who doesn't know I'm doing it. Like if they want to send healing to a friend, or they want it for themselves. And it's called remote healing, where you send the energy and you try to actually do a treatment on them. Just imagine they're on your massage table or whatever, or even just on the floor or a bed, and that you're doing the different things on them and you're actually able to feel what's going on in them. So it's really freaky how all of it works, but when you connect to it, it does work. So what I want to say is that the healing work for me has expanded and opened up my life in many ways, and to the point where I ended up, when I was 50 years old and I had done body work, right, for about 25 years, I actually went into nursing. And it's like, why? I thought, why do I need to do this? But I kept getting led there. And I usually don't do anything unless I get signs about it. So I had to do shamanic journeys about it. I had to do Akashic record readings about it. I had to do all of these things before I even thought about doing it. And I'll tell you one of the things that happened. Well, actually, I won't tell you. I will tell you when I do talk about shamanic healing and becoming a nurse because of it. So that will be for another episode when I do the shamanic work. But I can't tell you all my secrets now. Anyway, thank you all for listening. And if you liked what you heard, subscribe. There'll be a lot more videos to come. Thanks very much, and have a wonderful day. Stay in tune with yourself. Learn to love yourself and enjoy who you are, and accept where you're at today. So it is.